It's a nice idea in theory, but I do want to reserve my wee folk for a name badge. So she's going to stay there as the inspiration. I do want to add a little fairy here though. So I have a scrap, which I'll cut into a little circle shape roughly for a head. In a perfect world, I'd have the guts to let go of my wee folk, but I can't. Not this one, not my first. All right, let's try that for a head. Because it's a felt on felt, we can attach it, and if we don't like it, we can pull it off. No harm done. So I think if the head is here, we'll have some shoulders, some wings, and some little feeties sticking out. So I think this is roughly the center where I want the head to go. Now I'm gonna add this head to make it more 3D. I've also done that with my moon crown. So I'm using a thicker needle than I was for the wattles and the branches. And I'm just going to touch it. Oh, that's not gone well. Let's try that again. Just being really careful because this is dangerous. Okay, I can feel that's attaching. All right, I'm gonna try the thinner one now. Sometimes going on a 45-degree angle is better. Just the way the little spikes work. Okay, I think we're good now to be a bit rougher. If it comes off, it comes off. We can always start over. This is the most forgiving craft. Cool. That looks nicely attached. All right. So I would like my fairy's hair color to be like my hair color, which is like this. So I don't have exactly that color, or do I? I do. Great. Perfect. And gonna add a bit of this because fairies are out in the sun and the sun will kiss their hair. I'm gonna use the thin one. I might add some more of the golden color because I think when the sun lightens your hair, it does go a bit more towards the ends. And it's very silly sitting here thinking about fairy hair and yeah, the things you start thinking about when you're crafting. But it's all good fun. And it is sort of fun to think about. All right. So that's really tightly in, but I don't like it super neat the way Nutmeg does it. I like it a bit wild and fluffy. So this will be my fluffy sort of layer, which I will attach in sort of anchors, but not deep felting. Cool. Yeah, so that's not coming out, but it's still fluffy. Great. I've added some dark green to the background here. We'll see if that stays. All right. Okay, we were briefly interrupted because a friend wanted to chat to me about making crowns. All right, so the hair is done. It is fluffy and lovely. That bit's a bit loose. Cool. All right, shoulders. So I have not a lot of different flesh tones. Just gonna go this sort of peachy color is, I think, going to look quite fairy. I don't need that anymore. Okay, I think something like this-ish. Little lady has a big head. All right, so I'm going to fold that down. Yeah. This is definitely a good color. I do feel like she'd be a bit more tanned from the sun, but it's make-believe. And maybe fairies have sunscreen. All right, and now the backs of her legs and little feet. Cute. You do want to leave a bit of a gap from the edge because it will be covered by the blanket stitch, adding the two layers together. I did say I was going to use fabric, but when I saw this color in my stash, I just thought they paired so well. And this is the typical way anyway, is to use felt. Or at least it's the way that I always do it. This one we're going to make this one a bit thinner to match this one. Just going to pull that in at the middle there. That's why I love this craft. With painting, you make a mistake and you've made, you know, a mistake. With this, you can sort of just push it around into the shape you want. Okay. I'm happy with that. All right, wings. I think a mixture of bright white with the creamy white and very wispy. Yep. I'm not gonna bother making some clothes because you're not going to see it anyway. It's more the shoulders that are seen. I wonder if I want to add a bit of hair between the wings, just for a bit of color. It doesn't have to look real. Just think it'll look pretty. All right, let's give that a go. So, I mean, that would make an excellent wing as is, but I do want a bit of each of these. So I think I'm going to split this one and split this one. We can always add more layers. Okay, how's this? That is cute. And I like how ludicrously long they are. So I'm just going to do a few stitches to attach it. And work out the placing before I really commit. That is very cute. This wing's a little bit longer than this one, but I actually think I prefer the longer wing. So I might keep going in that direction. But this general placement I like. Oh, we've dragged a bit of shoulder over. We need to do a bit of shoulder surgery over here. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to do a bit more of the bright white and a bit more of this creamy yellowy white. Which one do I want to be the final one on top? Cute. Might do the bright white first. And this one is the one that needs to be made longer, so I'm going to try and make it a bit loose of a circle. So there's the back, the front. I like it. All right, are the wings even? They're pretty even. Can waste a lot of time just staring at your own work. I think we're almost done. There's no nutmeg today, just me. She works very quickly, so I wouldn't be surprised if she already touched her back. I think I'm gonna add another loop here. I think that will look very sweet. I actually intended to make a butterfly crown. Perhaps that'll be next. And so I've been thinking a lot about butterfly wings. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it as is. Oh, that's, yep, happy. Very sweet. Oh, to be a fairy swinging in the wattles. All right, so we're up to stitching on the back. So it's a bit of a dreary day in Canberra today. The light's not great, but I have pinned the golden back to the front. I'm pretty sure I'm done. I've just done a couple of pins. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you can see I'm starting to do some blanket stitches to attach them. I'm just using the variegated green DMC 94, and you just measure from your heart to the end of your wrist, like this, hand to heart. That's the perfect amount, so it doesn't get tangled, but you don't have to keep threading too often. I'm doing 2 strands and it looks pretty good, I think. I think 2 strands is the right amount for this. If you want a bolder look, do 3. I wouldn't do 4. The needle I'm using is just an embroidery needle with a nice big eye. People have opinions on needles, but I think when you're embroidering or hand sewing, the usability is very important, and having to re-thread over and over is too much hard work with a teeny tiny little needle. So to do a blanket stitch, I don't know if I'm close enough, but you just go in about 1/2 centimeter from your last stitch. You take your thread, you go around like that, and you just pull it through and give it a good tug. This is good quality felt. There's lots of great stores in Australia. My Felt Lady is where this one's from, and you can yank it, it's not gonna break. If you get polyester felt, it can tear, and you won't be able to felt like this with it. So again, I've just popped it through, gone around with the thread, pull it through, give it a good yank. Not too rough, obviously. So it's difficult on camera to do nice even stitches, but you get the idea. Nutmeg does her blanket stitching in a faster fashion. That's the way I used to do it. And now that I've found this way, which is very even, I mean, her stitches are lovely and even, but I think it's possibly a bit too quick, that method. This method is nice and slow, consistent results. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep going all the way along. When I get to the end, I'll tie it off and I'll decide, am I going to go with this sky blue color or am I going to go with a gold color? I did cut the sky blue. I think each piece is about 30 centimeters. I've also cut a zigzag on the ends. You can also, if you're very careful, you can melt the ends very carefully. It is dangerous and you can burn yourself. But my scissors are not that sharp, so this one may need to get melted, or I'll stick this fuzzy end on the inside. So it will just go on the inside and you will stitch it closed just in any fashion, as long as it's neat. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going.